What's going on, y'all? I appreciate y'all tuning into the Spoon Fed Podcast. You already know who I am, but if this is your first time, my name is Spoon the World, short for Spoon or ST Dub. But before we even carry on, today's topic, why speaking truth gets you hated and telling lies gets you love. This is, y'all can all relate to this, man, especially if you're honest, because don't front. A lot of people with lies, and you might be a liar just by looking at this. See, like, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not gonna lie to you because I love you. But before we go on, our sponsors, Splash Clothing NYC. Splash means some people love, some hate. That's in the description box. You're going to love the merch. New stuff coming as well. And of course, if you want to highlight me for certain questions or certain business, you could. That's in the description box as well. But first, before we begin, please like, subscribe, and also put the alert button so when I drop a video, it's going to be out. Let's get right into it. Why speaking truth gets you hated and telling lies get you love. Because look at the world. Majority of the world now is pretty based off of the norm of feeding people an idea that's not real. And the reason for that is for control. People, if you look at any aspect of life, whether it's a business, love, friendship, what I mostly see is people saying, oh, you know what, I want to tell them this because I don't want them to not like me. That's what it comes down to, which is actually a selfish motive. It's not selfless. When you're speaking to people and they ask you a question like, how does this look? What do you think about this? And you're holding back. When you're holding back from telling the truth, you're pretty much hurting yourself at the end of the day because you're keeping information bottled up that you would rather let loose. But the thing is, you're worried what the other person's going to think about you. For me, I'd rather you not like me for telling the truth than me to lie to you to make you feel better. A lot of people lack courage on that aspect because that's how I live. You can ask anybody that I know, they'll ask me a question, yo, what you think about this? And certain people are afraid to ask me how I think because they know I'm going to tell them the raw, uncut truth. And the thing is, this is what I want in my life. I don't want nobody around me that's going to lie to me to make me feel good. No, I want to hear the truth. You know why? The truth gets you grounded. The truth is reality. One thing people don't understand. Remember this, the truth shall set you free. Why is that? It's an old cliche quote, but it's so true to life. You know why? The truth sets you free because the truth brings you back to reality. What you see now, a lot of people are living in delusion because they cannot deal with the pain and stresses of their own life and the reality of what is going on around them. A lot of people will lose their mind if they came to grips of what's actually happening in their life because they're distant from the problem and they don't really want to solve the problem because if they did, they will walk in truth. And when you start walking in truth, you're going to start seeing a lot of friends, family, even people that you may work with like distance themselves. And this is okay. You have to be okay with that because to be okay to live in truth is okay to be living with you. And you have to live with you every day. The problem is a lot of people can't even be honest with themselves because they know what they're about. And if they're honest with themselves, it will deplete them because they would have to face the reality of what is going wrong in their life. And a lot of people don't want to think that because it's so overbearing because they do not want to take the steps necessary to fix it. Because to live in truth, you will always see what you have to do in life. You'll say, hey, I got to do this. I got to do that. But when you come to a delusional mind state and say, oh, that's fine. I'm going to give y'all plenty of examples, especially personally from my life, especially like when somebody say, oh, do you like this? And some people like, well, yeah, that looks good. Girls do that all the time. Nah, I'll be like, bro, that don't look good because of blah, blah, blah. You look fat. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm like, because if I lie to you, I'm only doing more harm to you because you're going to have this false sense of security in your mind. And then somebody that's going to be honest, going to come to me like, ew, you look horrible. And then what happens? You're going to be out there like all upset. But the main thing, people want to be liked. That's what it comes down to. It's really much a selfish thing. And what a lot of people got to understand is, a fast lie comes with slow problems. Really think about that. It's just like a fast life comes with slow problems. I'm going to break it down. When you lie to somebody, or if you even lie to yourself, you are taking yourself out of reality. And when you take yourself out of reality, you cannot base yourself off of what's really happening in front of you. So by doing that, you're already eradicating the solution. Because the solution will come when you sit and think about what's really going on. What is really the problem? You cannot come to a solution with a lie. It's just like a math problem. 2 plus 2 is 4. If I say it's 4.5, you're going to look at me crazy. Because guess what? The world is full with equations and problems. If you do not match the proper energy with the proper problem, you are not going to get the solution. You're going to be living in a lie, which is delusion. And that could actually create your downfall. Do you understand? But we see that, you see this every day. People lie every day. People lie to protect people's feelings, which is insane to me. Because it's like, why would you lie to somebody that you care about? Oh, because you want them to like you. You want to be comfortable. No, I don't care if you like me or not, because my main goal is to tell you the truth, because we are all energy beings that's trying to get to a destination. We're trying to leave a mark. And the only way you're going to leave your mark is by being real. A lot of you won't get that. You cannot be fake and front and cap and think that you're going to get ahead. You can get ahead, but guess what? The fake gets a break, but dies in the long run. Just ask yourself, how many times people like, yo, I'm this, I'm that, and then somebody pulled their card. It could be yourself. Like, you thought you was bigging yourself up, lying to yourself, but then when you was actually in the situation, you crumbled. Because by lying to yourself, you didn't mentally prepare your body and your mental status and your spirituality to say, you know what? This is where I'm lacking. This is where I need to improve. If you just lie to yourself and say, I'm good. That's like me getting behind the wheel that don't have a driver's license, never drive the car. I'm like, yo, I'm talented. You might be talented, but you do not have the skills to get to your destination. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to give y'all an example, a better example. And people that know me know how real this is. I remember I was talking to some girl, right? No name, no blame. She showed me a picture, right? She was like, oh yeah, my baby father, da 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 da. And she had a kid. And she was like, yo, like, yeah, oh, this is my baby father. Bruh. The kid looked nothing like the so-called baby father. And then she actually had the audacity. I know she did this probably to a couple dudes. And this is, I'm telling you the truth. She showed me the picture of the kid and the baby father. The baby father is dark. That looks nothing like him. She's dark. The kid is light-skinned. I'm not saying that it can't possibly be happening, but come on now. Come on. You're not fooling me. I was like this, you know what? She's like, doesn't he look like him? You know what I said? Hell no. I'm like, and I looked at her and was like, you sure that's your baby father? She was like, she got upset. I'm like, what do you want me to say? He looks nothing like him. Now you have to explain yourself to me, because her body language twitched like, oh, wow. Oh, that's the first time somebody said, yeah, that's the first time somebody said that, because this is the first time somebody's calling you out on your BS. Deal with it. Do better. It makes sense why you're not with him anymore. Like, he probably said the same thing. That ain't my kid. Like, come on now. So that woke her up. But I have plenty more, man. I remember one time I was in at my job, real story. And I know people that actually follow my channel know this because I told you this, that I work with. And y'all was probably there. I remember I was in the lounge, right? It was a bunch of nurses, females. You know what I'm saying? Females around. We was like 10 deep. And we was looking at a news bulletin that had a cop that got shot, right? You know how I feel. I'm like, it's whatever. I don't care. Because when we get shot, nobody cares. But the people that be doing most of this shooting, when one of them goes down, you worried. So then people were going around the room and saying, oh, how they feel about the situation. I even seen some of my own people was like, that said they don't like police. They was like, oh yeah, it's messed up, da 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 da. And I'm looking at these people like, you are fake. You didn't say that a minute ago. And then when it got to me, I was like this, I don't care. I'm like, so what? He probably deserved it. People's like, I was like, listen, how many times do these people kill one of us and get away with it? But then, and especially we're unarmed and nobody bats an eye. But then when one of them drops, y'all are surprised. To me, that's an eye for an eye. People's like, oh my God, nobody could say nothing. And then certain people's like, you got a point. The real ones was like, yeah, you got a point. Because they knew I was going to say what they couldn't say because they was too soft to say it. And this is why speaking the truth gets you hated, because it takes you back to reality. It makes you think about, damn, what's really the problem? But then when you say something real, time freezes. People have to think like, oh, but when you tell a lie, you ain't really got to think of it. It just goes over your head like, because it's comfortable. Thing you have to remember, delusion, when you lie to yourself, comes with seclusion. Unless you have more delusional people around you to build you up. Delusion comes with seclusion because by lying to yourself, you are separating yourself and taking yourself out of the realm of reality. So you're going to be sitting by yourself and then you're going to be realizing the lies. And it's going to hit way harder than the truth, because when you're sitting by yourself, that's when you think. And then your brain is going to tell you the truth regardless. Your brain's not going to keep telling you lies unless you're purely crazy. So you're going to suffer at the end of the day, especially when you're sitting by yourself. So please don't do that. Remember, delusion is seclusion. A fast lie comes with slow problems, because you will suffer at the end. Stay dangerous, stay wise, and stay living in truth. Thank y'all for tuning in. Don't let the world lie to you. Be real to yourself and be real with the people around you, because guess what? That's life. And life is based on reality.